Welcome and welcome back to the Metro Icon Podcast, y'all. And in case you don't know who I am, I'm Shawn Kay the Showman of Do It All Entertainment and DIA Media Solutions to bring you this episode of the Metro Icon Podcast. And if this is your first time to the show, hey, thanks for coming on and checking this out. Before I go into this episode, I want to talk about what we got going on. And of course, Library Bar is always the full resident spot to catch me at every single week. We got the first and third Tuesdays of the month, which are the live podcast party with On Air Don't Care, where me and my guy, Blue Label Johnny, lay down our explosive dynamic in a live interaction show where outside of the off-the-wall topics of discussion, we bring on people who sign up for interview slots to discuss anything they would like to engage with us about. We are the only ones doing this anywhere around DFW, so if you want to see what it's about and showcase yourself, or you want us to come to your venue, you can catch us at the Library Bar or online every first and third Tuesday of the month. But we also got intermediary episodes that are going on in between. And then we got the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month. I am hosting an open mic and karaoke night for everyone to come have fun and showcase any original material, whether it's comedy, music, or whatever you want to showcase. And we will also be putting on a talent showcase every other month from the amazing talents that come through. So we have that going on the second Wednesday in March. So make sure you guys come through Library Bar any of the Tuesdays, whether it's live podcast party or the open mic and karaoke night, and showcase what you got. And of course, you know I got shows that I got going on all over DFW, from comedy to DJing, karaoke, or whatever. Starting this Friday and Saturday, 2/17 and 18, my birthday weekend, y'all. We have the Comedy Arena show with Nick Griffin that I'm going to be emceeing all 4 shows, the early and late night show. And then on Sunday, I got the comedy showcase at Dallas Comedy Club for Noah Shark Robertson with Mitch Burrow as the headliner. We got amazing lineups all weekend, so make sure you guys come check out and get your funnies at the Comedy Arena Friday and Saturday, and then Dallas Comedy Club this Sunday. But of course, follow me on Instagram at Shawn Kay Do It All to get the announcements of all the upcoming shows and events that you can come check out around DFW. And of course, this episode is nothing without our sponsors, y'all. First, we got to give it up to our biggest one, InsiderCloth.com, which is the last microfiber cloth you will ever need. You guys know the habits of being able to use your shirts and your fabrics to clean off your screens or glass lenses, but you don't understand that actually will damage the quality of your glasses. All you got to do is press on with an iron and you're good to go on the inside of your shirt. It is the most innovative solution that's so easy to apply to all your common wear. It's seriously the best kept secret to keep that common habit. So make sure you guys go on InsiderCloth.com. Apply the promo code DIACLOTH, that's DIACLOTH, and get 10% off your next order. And then, of course, I got to talk about my guy, Teddy Johnson of DK Contracting. This dude is doing so much work all over Texas now, outside of DFW, just because his work is that good. He's the do-it-all contract for any home or commercial restoration project or insurance claim to get some damage fixed on your property. And especially with all those regulations in the new that came out in the state of Texas for those insurance repairs on your home or commercial property, this is the guy who will take away your biggest headaches to make sure you get it done right, and he will provide that greatest return of results so that you will be the most happiest and not be fully affected with your bank account. So make sure you guys just email him and get a free consultation at teddyj.dkcontracting@gmail.com. You'll see why every single person goes back and refers Teddy Johnson to get that work done. And of course, finally, whether it's your next live event or live media production, we are your one-stop event shop. Hit up Do It All Entertainment for your next live event, or DIA Media to get you fully covered on your media production needs. And depending on your contract, you can get up to $150 off your next contract package. So hit us up soon. This is a very, very fun episode because I'm actually talking to a fellow comedian in the game. You know, these episodes with comedians are always the funnest ones. I'm talking to my guy, the villain Alexander K, which we have an amazing show coming up on March 18th. And we got to know each other a little bit. He is like the stepdad. He's a dude who has seen the prison bars in life, and he's overcome it, and he is absolutely hilarious. And this is a very, very fun conversation. So go ahead, turn your speakers up, and get live. This is my episode with my guy, Alexander K.
You can do it all.
You can.
Do it all, baby.
That's right. You know what it is. Hopefully you guys are doing it all however you need to. Welcome back to the Metro Icon Podcast. Once again, you guys know who I am, Shawn Kay the Showman, owner of Do It All Entertainment, DIA Media. And you know what we do on this podcast? We talk about the world of entertainment and media and the icons that live in it. And I got an icon that's blowing up around these DFW parts. So much so, he's putting the Showman on one of his cards coming up this March 18th at the Red Room at Hyena's Comedy Club. He's a man making waves around the comedy scene, and he is here, and I brought the villain in the house today. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Alexander Kay, everybody.
All right.
Yeah. That feel good, don't it?
For sure.
It does feel good. I brought all these people from Capel to just, clap it up for you, Alex, and shit. How you feeling, cuz? I'm happy you were able to come up and show up on this little Sunday afternoon. Feeling a little comfortable? How you feeling?
Oh, for sure, man. I feel good, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, of course, brother. I mean, we gotta support each other now, and the fact that we got this show coming up, and my boy It's the Bomb John, Blue Label Johnny, create one of the most fire comedy posters that I've ever seen. I was like, yo, am I doing a comedy show or is this like a feature film? Like, what the fuck is this? But the lineup is dope. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. I was in the Red Room last night. Did a fantastic show with Panda Chacon. I got to give it up for my guy because he put together a fantastic lineup, but had a sold-out show, which is a fantastic feeling for any comedian performing, but also for a producer putting a show together. So I'm expecting nothing less for Alexander Kay's big show on March 18th at the Red Room.
Oh, yeah, man. It's going to be fire, man. Like, I got jokes.
That's for damn show. And I know I saw your feature on all over media and shit, and you were with your manager per se, who unfortunately couldn't make it today.
Word.
Is there anything you want to say out to Payday to Mr. Mike Danielson, realtor? He might be showing some houses or doing some open houses right now.
Yeah, it might be. Hey, my man Mike Danielson, don't do it alone. You know that's my man. And bro, stop getting on the news talking about big black dicks, bro.
If you're a white boy that got it though, you know what I mean? Let it ride.
Nah. For anybody that don't know, in Mike's neighborhood, there was some wild boars running around. And when
wild boars.
What
neighborhood was this?
In McKinney. In what's the name? His Irwin Farms or something like that.
I know it's like Meat Master.
The road he stays on is called Meat Master. Wow. Like, bro, I ain't never I used to be like, I ain't never come over there, bro.
So I'm trying to put the two together, unless you're trying to get there. But like, what does having wild boars in the neighborhood have to do with saying talking about big black dick?
Well, he was on
You gotta ask Payday.
he was on the news, and then they were asking him what he saw. He was like, well, I looked out my window and I saw 3 big black, and then it cut off right when he said 3 big black. So anybody's imagination, like if you high, drunk as fuck, you gonna be like, yo, he said dicks.
That's great.
He said big black dicks, son.
Well, shit, man, you here no matter what, so I got much cheers it up for you, bro.
For sure.
How do you like that Evan Williams honey bourbon?
Oh, man.
It's good,
Shit
right?
nice, bro.
You drinking it nice and neat and shit, you know. But I like to give at least a small handful of options to the people that come onto my show.
That's dope.
And
That's dope.
and you're the first guy where I was like, I'm gonna take 2 out of that 4. So
Hey,
I'm mad about it.
I'm a shot in the beer type dude, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, when you said bourbon and beer,
that's how I know you hood mentality for sure, bro. That's how I know you hood mentality right there.
There's I can't think of the name of it. When you go to the bar and you order it's like a shot and a drink.
A shot and a beer?
Yeah.
Isn't it a? No. I'm not. I'm thinking. I was almost thinking Irish car bomb, but that's the one that you drop in the beer.
Oh, the Jägermeister?
No. Like it's there's an actual term when you actually when you get a shot and you get a pint of beer.
Oh,
it's fuck. It's gonna. I might
let's
have to
Google that shit real quick. Hold on. Let me Google it.
I can Google it. I'll let you do it. But listen, man, I'm once again, I'm grateful for the fact that you were able to come up on the episode today. And, definitely into promoting the shows and stuff. But you also are working the 9 to 5 role.
Word.
You haven't hit. Were you in entertainment full time at any point of your career? And then because I know the pandemic shifted a lot for many entertainers and shit. So that's why.
His story is interesting. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is what happened with me. So,
What had happened was.
before the pandemic, right before the pandemic, man, I had this job. I was working at Parkland Hospital, and man, like that job was stressing the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? It was, and because maybe some other factors too, but because of that job, like I was engaged. I fucked up my engagement. You know what I'm saying? Like I fucked everything up.
The job,
the job, the stress of the job, man.
Did you kind of took it out on the relationship a little bit?
I think so. You know what I'm saying? And I fucked up my relationship with a woman that I really love. You know what I'm saying? And man, I was like depressed as fuck. And I remember I was just sitting in my room, like I couldn't even get out of bed sometimes.
What year was this? Like what time was this?
What was the 2020?
2020 was the pandemic.
Yeah, well,
So
about 2019 going into 2020.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so I remember.
Oh, so like the relationship fucked up right before the pandemic.
Right before
and then
yeah.
you in the pandemic.
Lonely as fuck.
Lonely as
jacking
fuck.
off. Just straight jacking off.
Hey, first up, let's at least acknowledge a black man taking fault, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give that man his roses for that. But no, I can empathize because that sounds painful. That sounds like it would be painful. So go on. So how did you kind of come through with from that situation?
So one day, man, I needed to get outside. I was off work for a couple of days. I remember this. And this is like when the pandemic's going on. I was off work for a couple of days because like they were cutting our hours pretty much. And
cutting their hours at the hospital?
During
the pandy?
Yeah. It's crazy because like they cut our hours, but then they were like, okay, our department, was like the most like important department. They brought our hours back and then some. They gave us like all kind of overtime because they was like, yo, we can't cut your department. We need all these IVs. We need this, and that. You know what I mean? So we got to bring you guys back. So, but before they did that, I was just at home. Maybe I had like 3 days off or something like that. And I walked down to the store and these guys were like talking. They were like, yo, that club right there, they do open mic comedy on Mondays. This is Hat Tricks I'm talking about. And I'm like, yo, man.
R.I.P. Hat Tricks.
R.I.P. Hat Tricks. Shout out Zane, the first host that I know of.
And then Goldie.
Goldie, yeah. Shout out Goldie. Actually,
Goldie.
I'm going to be doing some skits with Goldie.
Yeah, Goldie's dope, man. I love her to death. And she had her whole stint on like Flavor of Love and shit.
Word.
So it's like a couple times when I did her open mics, that was like one thing. I'm like, I'd always call it back and like throw her throw a little clap like at her and shit.
Can I get a cheap plug and make sure can you throw this boy in some skits? I need to get him some
for sure.
some acting.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Man, hey, bro, like, man, right now until whenever, I'm all about content, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the
I'll
move.
help you shoot whatever.
Yeah, that's definitely a move. And and it's funny that you brought that up because that was like a big piece when I was talking to my two business partners with my entertainment company, Do It All Entertainment, that technically still headquartered in Chicago. I'm bringing that business out here. But when the pandemic started, and obviously like in 2020 was supposed to be my most profitable year of events. Like it was stacked literally from the start of March all the way till New Year's Eve. It was every single weekend, and then it was just wiped, and then it was just kind of like on a whole reset. But I remember telling my partners, I was like, when the pandemic started, I was like, yo, we're about to find out who the true players in the game are. Like whether it is like a DJ or an MC or like, or just anybody, right? Because who's keeping their content alive? Who's keeping their name alive? Like when all is shutting down, because so many entertainers were just waiting for like their name to be called up, like for shit to become open again and their name to be called up. And I'm just kind of like, why the fuck are you waiting? Like, and that's when I started my TikTok in January. And then I was just pretty much doing like about at least 1 to 3 videos almost every day. and then eventually ended up having that one video that went viral that got me to that level 1, 10,000 followers and stuff. So I've been chilling at that 10,000 followers mark for a minute, you know.
Hey, I'm trying to get there
because
man.
I'm not as consistent, because that's the way the algorithms work, is that you need to post so actively that like finally when they find that one post that they like really like, it'll blow up. Sometimes that's like, it might be something that you did like weeks ago, then all of a sudden you're just getting crazy views. So, but again, it's like that was the biggest thing about coming through the pandemic, is like, you know, especially for people who are in entertainment and media, it's like, how are you keeping yourself relevant when all of life shuts down, right? And so like, especially for me, like I was working, literally I was full-time in this game since 2014, 2015, Pandy hit, business is gone. And then I became an Amazon delivery driver for like a good 6 months. I mean, that was a huge demand.
It's kind of like what I did.
Yeah.
That's like, so like when I went to that store and I heard those guys talking about open mics at Hat Tricks, I asked them like, hey man, they do open mic comedy? He was like, yeah. Dude, before that time, people used to tell me that I was funny, but I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know. I didn't know what I never realized what I was doing. I used to write little funny shit on Facebook and Twitter. I didn't know I was writing jokes. You know what I'm saying? So when they told me that, I went home. I wrote a 5-minute set right then and there.
Oh, shit.
5-minute set. I called Hat Tricks. I was like, yo, y'all doing open mic comedy? It was like, yeah. All right, I'm going to be up there tonight. Wrote my 5-minute set, practiced in my room, and I called Payday. I was like, Payday, check this out. I'm going to do open mic comedy. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm there. I'm like, you coming? He's like, yeah, I'm coming. Him and his wife came out. I did my set. He was blown. He was like, yo, bro, I didn't know. I didn't know. But let me tell you what you need to work on. And gave me some pointers. Good friend. Gave me some pointers. And then ever since I started doing that, I found other places to go. And Payday was right there with me. And he was like, yo, work in the room for me. That's how, like, I was like, yo, look, bro, you got to be my manager, man.
Yeah.
You got to be. Because you doing the manager's duty right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And so that's how we work, man. It's like, and
yeah, I mean, it's a good move to have, because I mean, like, I'm to my understanding, because I only met Mike I think twice before, and I know that he has a strong relationship with John, and I mean, seeing him, I'm like okay, I see him now as like a realtor, but then he showed me some of his old school pics, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker was in the game, but but you always want to have a well-spoken, well-presented white man to back you up, you know, like in this game, you know what I mean? Because it's like that's good. It's like it's almost
they're
like
still looking. I mean, Payday's the best they got. Eventually I'll find one. But, you know,
so yeah, I'll give Payday's roses, you know. But like, I mean, but I think that Mike's definitely got the chops to really create the avenue of being that manager role. You know what I mean?
Man, when Mike said he was going into real estate, dude, let me tell you,
I was like that.
I was like,
got to fuck
this
shit
shit, yeah, exactly. When he was like, yo, I'm taking tests to be a real estate agent, I was like, yo, he's about to kill this shit. And you know what I thought of? Like, it's this guy, like, I seen this long time ago. It's this guy out in Vegas that like got out of prison and went and got a job at a car dealership. And he became the #1 car dealership person in Vegas. And he salesperson. He makes millions.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's Payday. Payday's about to do this shit with realty. Because like his social media game is like crazy.
And I mean, here's the thing: is like, I mean, again, like me and I want to call him Black, because that's like,
yeah. Go ahead.
Or darkness. Darkness is spreading everywhere.
I was like, wait, you used to call Payday Black?
I mean, shit people do, but like, I mean, like no one would say Payday's the best rapper. Like, no one's never going to, but you would see people want to work with Payday because you know Payday gonna share it. Payday gonna hustle it. Payday gonna sell it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Payday knew how, like,
Payday.
he knows, like, okay, I'm not the best at this, but I love this.
Yeah.
So therefore,
he's
I'm going to include so many people that I like to be on my shit.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna push this shit to the fullest.
I got to give him some roads too, because like even the first time I saw him, like I just see him taking like a picture with everybody, like and he's taking a picture with everybody, and you're seeing it post up, like, and I'm like, oh, this dude he's actively working on a plugging role, like, you know what I'm saying, he's like literally, you know, it's funny because our third guy Jason, who now he's going to be running helping to produce the On Air Don't Care show. But he's like a tall dude, long hair, calls himself Hagrid the Plug. I was like, but Payday, that motherfucker is plugging, like that might be like, you know, Payday the Plug or some shit, like it, because that dude.
I told Alexander, I keep having like Alexander K.
Black.
Just say black, bro. Just say black. Bro. That's all good.
I tell him, I was like, dude, we're forming a little rap pack. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like I like again, I know him 10 plus years at this point. Like I know what he's capable of. I know what Payday's capable of. I just met you, but everything that's going on is like everybody's going to fulfill what they want because of the strength of the individuals.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, obviously a lot of things changed for you after like 80 left, but I think right now the universe is really collectively showing you that like everything is happening in the right reason and mode it's supposed to be, right? Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm excited.
I don't believe that at all. I think you just do. Like,
you know what I'm saying? I'm just excited.
I mean, like, the universe ain't got shit to do with it. It's doing it because we want to make it happen.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
And that's crazy. Like you said, we want to do it. Like, when I came into this shit, like I used to shoot videos for a lot of local rap artists here in Dallas. And these dudes didn't have $1 to pay me. They couldn't even offer me a bottle of water when I got to their crib. I just wanted to do the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted that practice. So when I came into the comedy, I was trying to get people to make content. Like, yo, I wrote this script. Like, man, let's shoot this, because I'm always writing shit. Always. Man, I got people, well, how much you gonna pay me? Bro, you got 300 followers. What you mean, how much? Like, what do you mean?
Bro,
I got a Burger King coupon.
You know what I'm saying?
The awareness, like, that's again, it's like you need to have awareness with yourself, but also awareness into the game, because, I mean, that's, I think, the mentality of, like, especially a lot of younger cats coming to the game where they're already putting a dollar amount into their time when they haven't invested into shit.
Word,
and so, like, you know, it's a different mentality. And how old are you, Alex?
Man, I'm up there, bro. I don't want to say my age. I'm up there.
Why, bro? Why, bro? What you, what you, an older
40s,
white woman,
man.
dog? Tell me that age, cuz.
I'm in my 40s, bro. Let's keep it like
46.
You look good, dude.
Appreciate it, bro.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm getting to the point now where I'm like real comfortable with my grade now. I'm just like, fuck dying
John
and
been
shit.
there for a minute.
Yeah, man. But John don't look his age though. He don't.
Wait,
you know
are
what I'm saying?
I would imagine that you guys are around the same age, or you're maybe a little younger.
40s.
I'm 47. Let's just put it that way. I am 47.
Let's just put it that way, or is that what it is?
That's what it is. I'm 47. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I was
not bad.
born in '75,
Change that
man.
skits from stepdad to granddad.
Granddad, you know what I'm saying? But
Hey,
you
man.
know, like the granddads are like younger now and shit.
Yeah, it's look, it's a good
Grandmas
time.
are younger as
I
fuck.
don't want to be misogynistic right now, but it is a good time to be a man. Like, you want to tell me any time in life where 60-year-old women look as good as they do right now? 50-year-old women look as good.
That is
Like,
very true. That is very true.
man.
But I mean, I think, and I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of of your age or where you are, because the fact of the matter is you're handling your shit, and no matter what the game is, but especially if it's something that is like to your passion and what you really, really want to do, like it's one of those things where it's like, I don't got to pay for this. Like I'll live for this. Like, you're never too young to start that, right? It's the same mentality of like Colonel Sanders starting KFC at 55 and not even living long enough to see his business become multi-million-dollar franchise corporation, right? Like,
I never knew he started it at 55.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Yeah, word. That's
I think
dope.
that's just PR marketing.
That's dope.
No, it's real.
So he was.
Started it, he was 18. This is just
He was still.
Oh, shut up, dude.
Story sounds better.
Shut up.
He was 55.
Stop interrupting my show.
It took him about a good 40 years to learn the slavery
bro.
recipe.
He
and shit.
came late in the game. Well, think about Ray Kroc, man. Ray Kroc was like Ray Kroc was the guy who started McDonald's. He's the one who like pretty much created McDonald's.
Wait,
like,
are you talking about the Founders movie? What we talking about right now?
yeah, so the dude,
dude
but
that
like,
turned it into
but
real
like the
estate and
dude
not
who
restaurant?
stole the concept from those
Yeah,
brothers,
yeah.
but he learned how to franchise it.
Yeah, 'cause
but
he
he
made
was
it about real
a
estate,
salesman.
not about food.
Yeah, but he was like still a salesman for like years and struggling until like he found this concept that was like
It was a hustle. Basically.
yeah,
I mean,
and it was like a whole new like revolutionary model of fast food, and learned how to fucking franchise it. And this motherfucker, you know, is,
even up from that, Griselda, they building they are building a new wave right now for hip hop, and those dudes are like
Griselda?
the Griselda Records.
the records, yeah.
Like you know like
He don't know that.
oh damn dog. Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher.
He's from Chicago.
Okay.
He don't even know.
But these dudes are like they're well into their 30s, damn near 40s, almost in their 40s. But they've been hustling. They've been pushing for 15, 20 years, and now that they got the spotlight, they are killing. Like they're raps.
They're not going to the same usual shit. They still maintaining the same way they've been doing it 50 years, but they're still selling. You know, they're getting them, millions.
West Side Gun is
Oh yeah.
West Side Gun is getting off everything he ever wanted to do in life.
Yeah.
Fashion, rap, owning a record label. Man, it's crazy.
I mean, and I feel like in relation, I feel like we're kind of in that wave right now where like our team and squad is essentially just building. But me and John, I mean, I've only known John for few months.
Word.
And when me and him met, we met at this bar in Plano and shit. And I was running the karaoke night and DJing in the front. He was just DJing in the back, filling in. And then I saw him and I was like, yo, like this is a new guy. I've never seen him before. I'm like, this motherfucker look Indian. And then
the only person in the world that look at me
and then I looked at his forearms. I'm like, oh, he definitely Indian. Like I see the way them forearm hairs flow. And so I walked up to him. He's wearing a Marvel shirt, so I like complimented and shit. And then I talked to him, and then lo and behold, which is even crazier, me and my family, his family hail from literally the same state of India, which is like of South India, which is very rare. Like John is the most rarest of our South Indian, like our breed. Like he is the rarest form. And then, but like within
because
like
I'm a black sheep.
yeah, brown sheep, if you will. And then it says 72 hours later, we do our first episode. It was episode 12. He comes on, and from that day, it's been just 100. And from there, it was just kind of like, dude, our visions just align. Our visions are just right in the same path with each other. And we figured out like being able to establish our roles to be able to really build each other up. And then essentially he's come on to My Media LLC as a media partner. I'm like, yo, dude, like, let's go ahead. I'm going to bring you onto my brand. It's already solidified and has it going. And ultimately we're going to essentially put your brand and your piece as a driving force into building up our content, our production, and everything.
It's literally the same as you and Payday.
Yeah.
Your relationship, y'all have gone through. You both have gone through different iterations
Word.
to get to where you're at.
Right. And so, I mean, and since then, like this month of January has been a widely dope month. And we put a lot of accountability and whatever, and he keeps me on my fucking toes. I will admit, last night when it came out of my way to visit you in Saginaw, you were being a little fucking ruthless dickhead. But I'm most still, yeah. He was feeling himself way too much, and it's like, but here's the thing though with John is that as much shit he'll give me, the next conversation is like him talking me up to somebody else and stating my pedigree and what I'm able to accomplish and all this kind of stuff, right?
What you have to understand is if I take the time to break you down, it's because I can, like.
It's because he loves me. I know he loves me.
I'm not gonna say a motherfucking thing.
I know he loves me, but he's also a hating ass motherfucker. All right, because
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. John Dog, from the time I've met him, if he don't fuck with you, he don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, I know he fuck with me because, like, I've learned so much shit from him just off conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I'll call him, like, when I first got in the videos, like, yo, bro, I'm getting this camera, I'm doing this, okay, what you need to do is you need to go out here and you need to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Nobody that don't fuck with you is gonna tell you that.
Well,
you know
I mean, that's
here's the thing: is like me, like again, we don't. we know each other 10 plus years. Between the two of us, I'm sure we know some motherfuckers that have
really blown up.
Known, since we've known them.
Yeah.
They didn't have commas when we met them.
Yeah.
They made commas since we've known them.
Yeah.
And like, them motherfuckers won't. Like, not to say they're hating.
No, or they're
not gonna give no advice.
Or to say that they owe you, or to say that they like owe you anything, but it shows a lot.
Nobody owes anybody.
But it shows a lot when you're not throwing the hand back when you've had hands help you lift you up.
Because my thing is I watch Black, like I know. Look, as a producer, as so many things, I understand he's as talented as I am. I was like, but now he's doing some things after the fact. If I can help remove some roadblocks of his ability to get to like making money, what's that gonna stop? That ain't gonna hurt me now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think the biggest thing though to recognize is that through that journey of experience that I think we've all been through, right? Like where you kind of put your entrustment into somebody, you know, and y'all are building up a cumulative like brand between the talents that you're able to bring to the table,
right.
And then ultimately one person ends up climbing to a certain level or status, and as they're climbing the mountain, they're not throwing the rope back, they're not throwing the hand back, and they're just like, hey man, keep up. And it's just kind of like, yo, what the fuck? Like, but I think where the relationship lies right now with me and John is, you know, we're at the point of our lives. It's kind of like, you know, once you've like run through some hose for a while, at a certain point, you know exactly what you're looking for, right?
Right.
Like you can say less in a conversation to know, like, oh, I'm gonna keep this girl at least for a month before letting her go, or this is a long-term relationship, right? And with me and John, like one thing that was 100 with us was that we understood what we valued individually with honesty, with integrity, with loyalty into the game and shit. And I think that's one of those things now where like John knows or should know by now that like me being the talent, like the onstage, on-screen talent primarily, but still understanding the business aspect, which makes me the showman. But like he knows wherever my career goes is that through this journey, he's 100% my card, my guy. He's the dude that like essentially like if I can develop a double salary payroll, that second salary is going to him, so that he's just with me on all my cards.
To that day that I feel the same way about him.
Well, we'll go see who gets that first, motherfucker. We're gonna see who we get it first. But like, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to the episode because I wanna keep it right here with you, bro.
Talk about Black guys.
Yeah, but you keep trying to treat this like on air don't care, bro.
You've been talking about you a whole lot today.
No, man, it was all reflective.
No.
It was all reflective.
If I'm keeping it funky, just like you said, if I'm keeping it funky, you really have talked a whole lot about it.
All right, well, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to Alex K. Let's bring it back to Alex K. So what's the premise of the villain? Why did you brand yourself as the villain?
Man, okay, the reason why I brand myself as the villain, cause like, man, all through my life, situations have happened, and it's like he did it. You know what I'm saying? Just like automatically, he did it. And like nobody wants to hear my story, like what happened and shit. Man, I'm gonna tell you this story. I was working as a concierge at this. I was working as a concierge at this building in the uptown area of Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Dog. So one day I'm sitting at the desk, you know, I'm sitting at the counter or whatever. This lady calls and she's like, hey, my neighbor won't turn down his music. I got to go to work in the morning. Could you please come up here and handle the noise, like complaint? Like, can you tell him to turn it down? And I was like, ma'am, I got to call first, but I'm going to call him a couple times. If you don't answer, I'll come up there. She was like, cool. Now, this particular building, they had an iPad that you had to write all the notes in, right? Called this dude one time, didn't answer. Called him second time, didn't answer. So I was like, all right, let me head up there. Grab the iPad, you know, put "will be back" on the desk or whatever. Start heading up there. Dude, I go to the elevator. I get ready to turn the corner. It's these two white ladies by the elevator. And all I heard was, bitch, where the fuck is my cocaine? And I was like, whoa. So I started to turn around.
It's not the white ladies that called.
No, it's not the white ladies that called. These are two different white ladies.
Yeah.
And I started to turn around. But I was like, nah, I don't see no cocaine. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't my business. Like, that's not my, if you like to get high on cocaine, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? So I pressed the elevator. Now, dude, this is like, let's say this is the elevator. They're standing like by a wall way over here, right? And
We
I,
got
diagrams.
I didn't account for the camera angles of the diagrams.
Set the picture.
So I come around the corner, I press the elevator, and then they walk over to me and they get on the elevator. Have you ever heard of ladies first? And what is your name? And I was like, I'll tell them my name or whatever. And then they like, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck going on? So I get on the elevator. I go in the back of the elevator. Hands in my pocket. Bro, this is on camera. Hands in my pocket. I got one hand clutching the iPad. And and then like we go up.
It was a gun.
Yeah, we go up. And this lady's like, she's like, she gets to her floor. She's like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. We're having a bad day. We apologize.
Whoa.
I said, okay, cool. Y'all have a good night. That's all I ever said to those ladies. They get off the elevator. I go handle the noise complaint. Bro, the next day, my boss calls me. He's like, hey, I know you're getting ready to head up here, but don't come in.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, he's like, don't come in. I'm like, what's going on? He was like, man, when you get time to talk, call me. I was like, all right. So I get.
Sounds a lot like Two Brothers, but go ahead. Go ahead.
So I call him and I'm like, yo, what's going on, man? He's like, bro, did you make some sexual advances to two white ladies yesterday? I was like, hell no.
Black up the same old tricks.
Yeah, I was like, hell no, I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Same shit back in DDC days, boy.
Yeah, so I was like,
You couldn't take him anywhere.
yeah, I was like, what the fuck going on? So he tells me the story that these ladies told. Like, we were on the elevator and I was making sexual advances. I asked to come to their room, come to their apartment or whatnot. I was like, bro, none of that happened. None of that. So I told this building, hey, you need to do an investigation.
Yeah, did they have cameras and shit?
Yeah, they had cameras. I was like, my name is my name, bro.
Yeah, right,
like, we not finna mess that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they did a full-on investigation. I wrote down what happened. And one of the ladies in the office, she started laughing. She was like, you know what? I believe him because that lady has OD'd in the elevator 3 times. And we told her if it happens again, she's going to get evicted.
3 times. One more time, Karen. One more time, Karen. We're not going to be pulling up with this tomfoolery.
You got standards, okay?
You know?
4 ODs,
Yo.
that's the limit.
And, I forgot. I left this part out. Later on that night, this white boy shows up looking like fucking Breaking Bad. What's his name off Breaking Bad?
Well, Aaron Paul?
No, the younger dude.
Aaron Paul.
Yeah, he looked. Dude, he was dressed like a
Bitch.
yeah, bitch. Like he had a fucking winter cap on. He had like this loud ass hoodie on. Like it had all different kind of colors and shit and basketball shorts.
Was it like blue, orange?
Nah, this shit was like red and silver and some other shit.
Yeah, because if somebody's wearing like a blue, orange, and yellow hoodie, that shit's mad.
So he was a dope bag boy.
And then he comes, he's like, yo, I'm going to apartment, blah, blah, blah. And it was those ladies' apartment. I was like, oh, that's your coke dealer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when they said what they said, I put my report in. They came back and they was like, look, we did an investigation. We believe you. However, you cannot work at this apartment complex anymore because they live here. They're residents.
Oh my God.
It's so fucking, I was like, it's so fucking easy.
Yo, bro.
And after that happened, dog, they tried to move me to another building. Bro, I was so fucking defensive. Like, I was like militant. Like, if a white person came and complained to me and shit, I'd be like, I didn't do shit. Bitch, I'll kill you. It was just crazy, dog.
They could have, but they said they didn't know what they were risking because they very well could have had that fucking motherfucker. Right. You know what I mean? And man, first off, I empathize so greatly because it is a testament that I feel like I have to live by. But there's so many people that have an entitlement that don't understand that their words can affect a person's livelihood.
Yeah, bro.
And like I even have this literally in my like because I drive Lyft on the side, right? But I have like my signage on my QR code, but I have this one sign that's kind of like rules the car in a sense, right? Like just kind of expectations, like no food or drinks. I don't want you eating or drinking nothing because I don't trust your whole ass and shit, you know.
Word.
And then but the other side too is kind of like, yo, if there's anything I can do to make you comfortable, make him ride more comfortable, let me know. Because I'd be listening to like comedy podcasts and shit like that. I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea.
Right.
But like when, you know, and it's usually
though.
the situations that happens. It's always an older white woman that has complained or some shit. And what Lyft will do is they will turn off your fucking, like, even if you finish your ride, and then all of a sudden it'll just go offline and you can't go back online. They will turn it off until you settle that situation, right?
Oh, bro.
But like Dave Chappelle has this amazing quote, and I mean, he's my natural goat of all time. But to affect or burden or take away a man's livelihood is akin to killing him. And I believe that. Like if you are fucking you're coming in between someone's bag and their livelihood, and you are fucking bringing something that is so fucking like just unbelievably off the wall, like a bullshit lie. But you know, it's almost like girls who claim rape, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know motherfuckers that went through cases and shit and had to invest in lawyers and fight this battle. And even if the case gets thrown away, it's still marked on their profile that somebody said this against them and can fucking have repercussions for days. So either way, I mean, you move past obviously that state of employment, but
like,
fuck anybody that that pulls that shit, bro. That shit drives me up the wall.
But the way I look at that shit now is like, you know, I'm gonna make the most of this. I'm gonna make this shit funny. You know what I'm saying? Like all that bad shit that's happened to me, I'm gonna make it funny. That's why I call myself the villain, because I don't fucking care. I be saying some shit.
Yeah.
I say some shit when I do comedy.
I feel that, but you know what though? It's hard for me to adapt to this villain like brand because you nice, Alex.
Yeah,
you a nice ass guy, bro.
No, but you know, man, villains aren't, man. If you read,
Villains don't have to be.
Yeah, villains ain't ugly. They not all ugly all the time. They not.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
My boy.
No, you know what though?
To death.
You know what though? You also might be the first villain in Braces too. That might be. that might be. But it's nice. The smile coming in nice though. But like, let you know, listen, bro. You rob the orthodontist, tell him make you a grill. All right. So, but I was interested to know like where the premise of villain. I understand that mentality because I think that's common comedy mentality is you kind of have to not give a fuck, right? The biggest thing I found in comedy was embracing the awkwardness of the no laughs and all that kind of shit, right? And you as a comedian have to have enough self-confidence and self-assurance that sometimes even when the bit don't ride or maybe you've still been working on it for a few months and still not fucking pulling laughs out of it, you got to still kind of have the attitude and be like, fuck you, man. I think that's funny. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I get that. I get that. But as far...
You got to, as a comedian, you got to say what you want to get off with confidence, bro. Like I be seeing people, like, stuttering over shit. Like, and I'm like, bro, you nervous of saying that. Bro, I get on stage, I talk about white bitches. Like, you know what I'm saying? I say so much white bitches. I remember one time this lady
it's
was
okay,
at one
they
of my
love
shows
it.
and she was like,
they actually love it, man. All these
I
white,
know they like
the white girls love it when black men talk about them, bro.
Dude, the first time
they just don't like it when they complain about them, but they like it when they talk about them.
The first time I ever did one of the jokes where I say something about white bitches, like this lady came up to me. She's like, I love that white bitch joke. I was like, word.
Well, shit. We're going to take a short break, y'all. We, of course, have these amazing sponsors on the deck, and we want to make sure that you guys are taking advantage of and capitalizing on these offers, but they're super amazing, and we're going to come back after this segment and break and talk a little bit more with Mr. Villain Alex K, y'all.
Word.
Yo, I got to take a second real quick to tell you about our sponsors that we have here for the Metro Icon podcast, starting with Insider Cloth. Now, Insider Cloth, y'all, is an innovative application to bring more clarity to all your everyday glass, screens, and professional lenses where you won't have to worry about forgetting that microfiber cloth to get the job done. Insider Cloth is an iron-pressed microfiber cloth to apply to any of your clothes or professional wear, which resides on the inside of your apparel. Now, your general fabrics can actually create micro abrasions to your glass surfaces, and over time, it actually will reduce the clarity and visibility to your glasses, cell phone, or other glass product or screens. It's super easy to apply and can be added on the inside of your common wear or even the specialty wear like your men's ties or pocket squares. Now, go to insidercloth.com and apply the promo code DIACLOTH. That's DIACLOTH to get 10% off your next order. And I promise you, y'all, Insider Cloth is the last microfiber cloth you will ever need. And now for all those homeowners out there, whether you need to get a new roof or you have a home restoration project you need to get done, y'all got to hit up my guy, Teddy Johnson of DNK Contracting. He is the most elite choice of all your commercial or residential contract needs. Teddy Johnson has been proudly serving DFW and providing all roofing style needs, as well as gutter and siding installation, custom metalwork, kitchen and bathroom remodels, fence building, window replacements, and so much more. And especially when dealing with those tedious insurance claims, Teddy Johnson provides the most outstanding quality of work and customer service you won't receive anywhere else. You got to email him now at teddyj.dkcontracting@gmail.com. Get a free consultation on your next home restoration project or home repair. And of course, y'all, you know I got to talk about my businesses. Do It All Entertainment. For anyone looking to amplify their next live event, whether it's a corporate event, conference, or that special wedding celebration with your loved ones. Do It All Entertainment brings the highest and most dynamic performance entertainment with top quality audio and visuals. There's literally no limit to what we can provide and can be accomplished at your next event. So visit us at doitalllive.com or email us at info@doitallentertainment.com. Mention the Metro Icon podcast to get a unique offer on your next event package. Then, of course, we have DIA Media for your go-to media production and creative consultation needs. If you're looking to amplify your business or brand visual promotions and trying to start a podcast of your own, reach out to DIA Media through our Facebook page and mention the Metro Icon podcast to get a special offer on your production needs. Yo, now I gotta tell you about my number one spot in all of Fort Worth. This is the Library Bar FTW. It's the most unique bar and entertainment venue located in downtown Fort Worth, Texas. From its chic library ambience, multi-level beercade gaming space, you can find the most dynamic events and party atmosphere you will not find anywhere else. And it's always the spot you can catch me at. Check out the Library Bar at 611 Houston Street, right at the center of downtown Fort Worth, and get everything you could ever want on your night out. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Metro Icon podcast. Clapping back in with my boy, the villain, Alexander K. Y'all. Word. Even though he's a nice ass villain, I'd be on his team. I'd be on his team, to be real with you. Yeah, man. This conversation is really to be talking about, because I know that you've seen some life, dude. You've seen some life, and you've only been doing comedy for 2 years. For
2-3 years now. And
so even within that time frame, yo ass. So, okay, before we go into where you've been through with comedy, like, what was your entertainment, output before that? Like, what was your thing?
Extensive entertainment pedigree.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I used to rap, man. I used to rap and make beats, man. And it all started. It started in Oklahoma, of course, because that's where I'm from. I used to be in a rap group called Ka Style, and the Ka was like K-A, spiritual divine. That was the meaning of Ka. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in Ka Style. It was me, Reggae Chef, and Kase Kim. We had a rap group. I ended up moving to Dallas after high school, and I met a group of guys that were called The Menu, and I got into their group. They let me in the group, and The Menu consisted of me, Trav the Seventh, which is part of the Bodega Brothers.
Big up to Bodega Brothers.
Big up to Bodega Brothers.
Head Crack.
Booney was in the group. Gino and my man Colette. I gotta say, yeah, my man Colette was in the group. And man, we did a lot. When I was in the menu, we did a lot of shows. We did shows from like Dallas, Austin, Oklahoma, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we went some places with that group.
I don't know all this.
We went some places with that group. During that course of time, I used to go out to the Liquid Lounge. And on stage, killing everybody in freestyles was Classic.
Oh, you can freestyle.
No, I couldn't. I'm not a freestyler.
Oh, shit.
We talking now. This is my he talking about Classic, dude. This dude now.
This man.
Now you talking about?
Let him talk about it, John. Hold on.
No. Classic 80 Proof was like, yo, Classic can rap, and 80 Proof saw him as like one of the greatest, and he said, yo, Classic.
Classic was the ultimate. He is the ultimate Dallas MC. Like, dude, bro, like, he can just get on stage and freestyle for hours. Be off stage, freestyle for more hours. You know what I'm saying? And his rhymes were like crazy. Like his whole breath control, everything he did with rap, man, was like crazy.
You ever hear Harry Mack?
Harry Mack. Nah.
Harry Mack. So he's hella mainstream, but he's actually a white boy rapper. But this dude's freestyle capabilities is unbelievable. So he became big, walking on Santa Monica Boulevard and just rapping about everything.
Yeah.
And then he was on Ellen and all this kind of stuff. But he does this thing called Omegle bars. So you know what Omegle is? It's kind of like that old video chat roulette type of shit.
Yeah.
And so you'll randomly pop in and be video chatting and be people from all over the world, right? So he has a whole series called Omegle Bars where he's just on there and he like meets people and he's like, yo, can I rap for you? But he's gone all over whenever he's touring. He'll just walk around that city and just rap for people, and people will throw him words and he'll be rapping on it and then just be rapping about what's going on. Man, he's actually done a couple of his shows, like his rap shows, like at like improv. Yeah. I'm just. He was talking about the freestyle and stuff like that. This guy was Classic.
I've seen that guy on No Jumper.
I want to do a show. I want to do a show
No
so bad with Harry Mack. Like I've been watching him for so many years, and it's just I think a comedy show, but with that element, because bringing music and comedy together, I think that is. Chappelle had that, and when he did the block party and everything like that, and so I want to be able to kind of really push that movement, but. Go back into it.
So when I met Class, man, I used to just see him freestyle, and and then we just got cool.
What's he doing now?
Man, he is a super manager of Discount Tires. Like, I think he manages.
Is he still in Lufkin?
Huh?
Is he still in Lufkin?
No, he's in Baton Rouge now.
Oh, Baton Rouge. Yeah. Funny enough, this dude for a little bit ended up back in my hometown.
Oh man, so he's in Louisiana now?
Yeah, now he's in Louisiana.
Like his position is like corporate. He's corporate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
corporate.
so I'm just gonna throw this out there because if you look at my very, very early episodes, you'll see when I was with Too Bad. Too Bad is one of my homies that came through this Metro Icon Pod, but sick. I can talk about him all day and shit because he's a talented, amazing musician. He's pretty much a street musician, but he raps and sings and all that. And he was a judge in the Metro Icon competition, which is what the podcast is stemmed from, right? But he lives out in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
And it's a pump and a vibe, and like that man picks up gigs, yeah. And like I'm saying, like if we wanted to do a pod and bring like Too Bad is like a react. Too Bad would be a great because he did my first 6 episodes, and it was supposed to be me and him, but this man ended up it was just like scheduling wise it just wouldn't work, right?
Right.
But what would be wild is what if we showed up in Baton Rouge, we knew if Classic was going to be there, and we just pull up at the Discount Tires and let him work.
Dude now.
Hold up, let's see if he still got it though. And then we pull up and then we let him go back to work, but he's got to be freestyling while he's working and getting it done.
I bet he'll do it, man.
I'd be sick. That'd be sick.
That dude was.
I'm pretty sure Discount Tires wouldn't be mad about it, like if he's still getting the job done, but he's putting out some dope content while getting the job done.
Word.
I'd be about it, but I mean,
Class can make you think not to jump on a track.
Yeah, man. Like So when I met Classic, man, I was like, I've always been more into making beats than I was rapping. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you're a producer?
Yeah.
He's a cold.
Yeah, I gotta. I want to hear your review. I might not do it live on the show, but I do want to hear your review on my anthem track because I have 3 songs I released because I'm more of a singer, and so and they're really different genres. But so the intro song is actually part of my anthem track to Do It All. So it's called You Can Do It All. So I have the music video and stuff like that. But you can be as ruthless as you want because I don't swear. I don't swear in my music. You know, like it could be kind of corny. Yeah, I'm like a brown Will Smith with it.
It's my personal opinion that Black's a better producer than a stand-up comic. So I mean that's just.
Then definitely we gotta definitely we gotta fuck around then because like I can write and so if there's something that you and I could just even cook and juice up in a little studio session, bro. Yeah,
we'll try some shit, man.
I mean, we'll have some fun, dude. I'm just saying, dude. Like you put you. I want to say that through even outside accreditation, I got to give you a show of gratitude, man, putting me on your show because this is literally the first time that we're meeting.
Right.
But you took the accreditation that you got from John, from Mike, and you trusted their outlet but enough for me to be able to come on your show, and I'm excited, man. For March 18th, it's gonna be dope. So what happened then? Did more the music career? I mean, I'm sure that maybe you still work on beats from time to time, but where was it? I'm assuming comedy now is kind of your more push?
Well, with the beats, man, it was just like I think what happened with that was like just like many empty promises and like
from you or from others?
From others.
Okay.
Like people saying like, oh, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna put you I know this person, I'm gonna put your demo in this hand, or
man.
And all the frustration, or you trying to work with an artist. Like I was like, there was a point in time like during the MySpace era, I was like trying to put together complete projects with an artist.
Yeah.
And there was a few artists like that I was doing work with, and it just like it never panned out. It just never panned out.
I mean, I think like because now I'm not trying to be a stand-up comic, but I'm in the podcast world.
He did his first set though.
Yeah, I seen that.
He did his first 5 minutes. Johnny did his first 5 minutes, dude. No, 3 minutes. He literally was like, before he even got the line, he's like, all right, that's all I got.
Yeah, bro, you should have kept going, though. That was
I mean,
funny.
but looking back, I think, because again, I think he's super talented, but there's a lot of talented people that don't actually realize how much work, it's not just recording the song and then I'm going to be this big superstar. No.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like we talked about, you want a million views, you better share it a million times.
Yeah.
And how many people just record a whole album and hey, I recorded an album.
And they just think
that's the last time.
You know what's funny? It's like there's a huge discrepancy within the industry or especially a lot of talents or new talents that think that their music is as amazing of a production or whatever it may be that they end up putting something that very well could be fire. Like some of these songs will then that maybe were released 8-9 years ago. Right. Will finally all of a sudden get some clout or accreditation. But again, it's kind of people expect people are just going to listen to it. People are just going to share it. People are just going to put it out there. And
that's how much work needs. Do you remember the dudes that were doing B-Ham? That stuff. You remember when B-Ham was bubbling the Ricky Bobby song?
Oh, okay.
One of my homies was on he was on the street team, and I remember I was tired of the song, and it hadn't even blew yet, right? They had been pushing it for a solid year, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, we about to go on tour with this college football halftime." I was like, "Are y'all fucking And in that, I don't know how long I've been trying to do my stuff, and in that moment, I was like, "Yo, they pushed this song for over a year before it bubbled nationwide." I was literally tired of the Ricky Bobby, and that's when "Hey, can you play the Ricky Bobbies?" And people don't understand. That's the dedication if you don't have that investment in the start, man, you better do it for a hobby because chances are it's not gonna blow. And then like most of the people you and I deal with, it's just they didn't have that understanding. That's how much work it was going to take to blow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, man, well, to go back a little bit, Class was like, man. So I remember the first time he was working on a solo album. He was in this group called C.I. Supreme, and he was working on a solo album. And he used to come over to my apartment, and I was just cooking up. I was heavy at cooking up back then. And he was like, yo, let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that. You know what I mean? Man, we recorded some dope, like, man.
I bet.
Man, we recorded some stuff. And then we just kind of from then it was like, yo, this is my brother. You know what I'm saying? We just like collabed all the time and did stuff all the time.
They kind of favor each other.
So did what was why? So then why did he stop doing it? What was the premise of stop?
Man, I think it's just life, man. Just you know what I'm saying.
I don't even know Classic as well as he would. And I would say life.
Yeah, I think everybody.
Got a wife, you know.
Yeah, got a wife, kids.
Like understanding that your life is now the practical avenue,
and
you have to put that in the forefront.
I think that, like I said, when I said like me as a producer, everybody promising me and yo, I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna get you in this hand and blah blah blah. Same was going on for him, dude. At one point in time, I'm gonna put it out there. Erotic D was getting at Classic and telling Classic, I'm about to take you to LA. We about to go fuck with Dre. You know what I'm saying? And like Class was like, yo, I'm about to go meet Dr. Dre. And I was just like, dog, go. Fuck what we doing.
Like, he's that good.
Go.
I mean, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, it ain't no, like, I'm not like shocked at all. Like, he's that good.
But it never had, like, I don't know if
Erotic D full of false promises, man. There's a lot of false prophets out there, bro. And I think
it's not even false prophets, man. It's the industry. Like he may absolutely have every intention of taking Classic, like, but Drake went with another guy, or this happened, or that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just.
But I mean, like, but speaking on opportunity and then not showing up for it. You know what I mean? At the very least, even if like let's say like they went to L.A., right? At least made the trip to L.A. And even if the meeting with Dre didn't happen. Okay, what are you subsetting? At least there's still plenty of other contacts outside of Dre, probably even connected to Dre, that you can at least make a move. So, like, so whoever, this guy that, you know, made these type of false promises to Classic, again, like, that's what I see as, like, a false prophet. Because, like, even when it's hard, like...
Nobody owes you anything.
Yeah, but, like, you can't... Like, you're not going to present... something of like a proposition or a gift or an opportunity to somebody and then not have it come, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're speaking just
probably couldn't had a different
so good, but what it sounds like to me, but it sounds like to me though that he was kind of providing like this assurance is happening. Like this is going to happen.
It was well believable because if you don't know, Erotic D used to be down with Ruthless Records. He produced a lot of shit for Eazy before Eazy passed. And he had close relationships with all those guys. And then he came to Class like, yo. And it was just more of a like, you know, if you sign with me, this is what I'm going to do for you and blah, blah, blah. But, and then it was like.
Oh, it was a label?
Yeah. It was a point of like, okay, show me and then let's talk.
Did he produce anybody big before Classic, or was this kind of?
D is connected to the industry.
You know, basically like what BG Knockout, Easy, like I said, Easy, BG Knockout, MC Ren. He did a lot of work for these guys, like post NWA. You know what I'm saying? And he came at Classic and was like, "Yo, we gonna do this for you, man. When like I like your style, we gonna do that for you." And it was like he never did show and prove. It was just like, I'm going to tell you, he told Classic what he was going to do. And Classic didn't have time like that, man. It's like Classic he had a daughter at the time. And
so it was a clash of obligations, I guess, maybe that came into play.
Yeah, it was like, bro, if we going to do this, I got to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to know or I can't do it. 'Cause,
I think that I definitely feel like I guess, the disappointment of commitment that you get sometimes from people and shit, where they're like, they're stating a realm of commitment that they're going to produce a result. And again, it's like, I think as an entertainer, I know that like there's certain projects maybe that I've failed on, but at least made every effort possible to try and make it happen.
Right.
And it was known and present in that place. But there are people that put out like these false, like it's false realm of product or result. And ultimately, like, it doesn't show up, but then you don't even see the natural effort or like of the base move that you need to do to try and make this thing happen. Like, you didn't really even see that actual commitment. And that's one thing that's kind of like, for me, I look at it, we're like, oh, they're like, oh man, no, it just, it didn't work out. I'm like, nah, dude, like, you really didn't do what you needed to do to try and make this happen. And I'll point out the rhyme and reason for it. But I mean, again, to each, every situation is subjective in its own nature and stuff. But like, I try to, as much as I'm terrible with numbers and stuff, I just kind of try and produce as much facts and probability of being able to understand of why maybe certain situations
Right.
didn't and could have worked out maybe. Knowing the avenue and education forward, right? And so, whichever case, to wherever the climbs are at for each person and stuff, we wish definitely Classic the best and stuff. But I mean, hey, listen, bro, if he wants to at least reignite the flame, it's never too late.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of that dude, like his dirty dialect clique, I don't want to fast forward your story, but those dudes as a clique, not mention their talent as rappers, ruthless scorers.
Ruthless.
I mean, like,
I wasn't even in that brand with as far as the
this
scoring,
guy
but
class,
God.
What do you mean, scoring like
roasting,
Stoic,
like
like,
scoring.
I mean, no warning, no like, hey, are you sensitive? You got triggers. No, I mean, like, you just show
Like
up,
they didn't care, bro. You showed up with a little arm, you getting roasted. You
never
showed
knew.
up like dog.
Let me tell you, this is blue label story right now.
I just came here for the relationship.
Exactly. Look, Blue Label Johnny didn't know he didn't have a neck until he hung out with Classic and Dirt and Dog fucking.
They clearly haven't made.
I was a 30-year-old man before I realized I didn't have a neck.
He told me
And
that
these
story.
motherfuckers got like 2 centimeters more neck than I got.
Let me tell you
It's
something.
going
He
on
told me that story, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, he wears a lot of scarves. I get it, But then I met his brother. I met his brother, and when you want to talk about having no neck, your brother is definitely way, like even when you even just from behind, I think we were like outside on the patio, and your brother was like sitting inside. Just even from behind, all you see is just shoulders, just natural. Like I wanted
no neck jokes.
Yo,
I have
so
them all
bad.
recorded from Dog and Classic.
so
okay?
bad I wanted to go
Go
to his
ahead.
little brother and try and just push them motherfuckers down, just to like try and stretch
Shout
that
out
bitch
to Dog
out.
Wonder. And,
Just,
Dog Wonder and
what's
Truck.
Dog's podcast?
Earth weird as fuck.
Yeah, look, he's a funny,
Wait, who is this?
talented motherfucker.
Who we talking about?
So I'm getting there. Yeah, I'm about to get to that.
Too.
So man, look, okay, so me and Class, we we were still doing the rap thing or whatever, and we wanted to do something different, man. We were like a part of a lot of different crews or whatever, and there was this crew that was making noise around Dallas called the Slump Masters.
Oh, this is the whole story.
Now, the Slump Masters wanted Classic to be in a group.
All right.
They were like, "We need you. Come over to the Slump Masters."
Can you explain what slump is to people that
Okay.
may not know what slump is?
So slump was our definition of screwed and chopped. It was the Dallas.
Shawn Kay the Showman, do you know what chopped and screwed is?
Chopped and screwed, yes. I knew like there's a lot of remix styles and stuff like that they would do with chopped and screwed, but it was definitely kind of a very new age style of how hip hop rap was produced music wise.
It was the
You
Dallas
sound so
definition of.
white right now. But go ahead.
Fuck off, dudes! Don't fucking come with your honor. Don't care shit to my show, motherfucker.
Now, no disrespect to DJ Screw or Michael Watts. No disrespect to them cats. But we felt in Dallas like we loved that. We loved the Screwed and Chop, but they didn't love us. Like Houston did not love us like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Us like as in Dallas.
as in Dallas.
Slump was basically an iteration of that chopped and screwed style.
Oh.
So we made so the founders of
Slump was a style that's
And
kind of
screwed.
like tied from
And
chopped
the
and
screwed.
screwed.
Chopped and screwed.
Okay, I was thinking Slump
However-
was like a hip hop group.
No,
But
no, no.
Okay. So
However, the difference with Slump and Chopped and Screwed was like back then, Chopped and Screwed was just like, maybe like 2 or 3 chops. The song was slowed down. Slump was adding effects. Like we had echoes out, come back
a
in.
little bit more electronic.
Yeah, with a
in
gang of
delivery.
chops and we had like phasers. Like we'll make the record sound like the table slowing down and coming back, and man, we did all kind of crazy shit. And I gotta say this. Shout out to Payday. Payday was one of the like guys that came in and really changed. And people gonna argue about this all the time, but I know what I know. Payday came in and changed Slump. I'm sorry. Cause before Payday, Slump.
You like cousin. You cousin.
I know. And I know hey, shout out to Big Aziz, shout out to Massive O, but I know they gonna come.
Hey, can you like wave your hand? Because I'm gonna make this. I'm dropping this a whole clip. This start right here.
I just want to say to
Hey.
any affiliates that feel triggered by this topic of discussion that has to do with you, I have nothing to do with it. I'm just here.
I gotta say this. So as we all know, I'm gonna tell the whole story.
Go ahead.
As we all know, Payday comes from the SWAT area of Houston.
A-Leaf.
And he's from A-Leaf, Southwest A-Leaf, Texas. That's where Payday's
Local
from.
references.
From the SWAT.
Yeah, he's from the SWAT. So Payday used to work at a Taco Bell in his area of Houston, and like everybody used to come through there. Zero used to come through the Taco Bell. Scarface. Yeah, he lived up the block from Scarface when he was a little boy, and Scarface used to like make him go to the store for him and be like, "You go to the store for me, I'll give you this tape." Like I give, you know what I'm saying? Like just early Scarface shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And Payday knows he knows of all these guys. He's seen it. And Payday was rapping back then, and like, it's Houston. It's screwed and chopped.
Everybody in Houston at that time was rapping.
Yeah, it's screwed and chopped. And Payday, he probably wasn't like directly in like Screwed Up Click or anything like that, but he was sitting back watching.
Mm-hmm.
And he started doing it himself. Now, fast forward years later, Payday moves up to Dallas. Him and his wife move up to Dallas and they start raising their family or whatnot. Payday like meets Slump by chance and he gets in the Slump. So they're doing the Slump and Payday's like, look, I used to do Screwed and Chop. Payday goes home with the knowledge that he sees from Slump and the knowledge that he has of Screwed and Chop, and starts combining shit and starts coming up with different shit. And I'm telling you, he comes back, plays these songs that he slumped overnight, and they're like, yo, how you do that? I was there. I was there when this happened. How you do that? How you do this? How you make it echo like that? And come, man, Payday had this chop where it echoes. And then it's like it might say one, and boom, come right back in. You know what I'm saying? Like he did all that, and nobody can take credit to that. I seen that man do it. You know what I'm saying? And he changed Slump. So like Slump just started doing other, like everybody started learning from. We used to learn from Massive's template. But then Payday, we started learning from Payday. Payday taught me how to slump all over again.
Mike Danielson.
Mike
man.
Danielson, man. Payday is, So to go back, they wanted Class to be in Slump. They didn't ask for anybody else Class was dealing with. They wanted Class. And Class was like, look, if you're going to fuck with me, you got to fuck with Black. Straight up. Just that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? So like they had to put me in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that they didn't want to, but that was the verbatim that Class set up. You know what I mean?
He was batting for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't without any regard. Like you still obviously be able to know how to deliver a show. It's just
right.
If I guess let's say people are selling it or buying into classic and stuff like that, that's the discrepancy, is that if they didn't buy into you first, they bought into him and all that kind of stuff. So did it create struggle from that just because?
A little bit, but like, I mean, the guys were accepted, man. Like, you know, they were all accepted.
I feel like there's not a single like hip hop artist that doesn't come with an entourage crew that like,
but these guys are producers, right? So they're feeling threatened by. Look at my damn mic.
God damn.
Not that they was feeling threatened, but I think it was just more like, I don't think that I matched. They want what they want, and they wanted an MC.
That's a sign from God, by the way. That's a sign from God that your fucking mic just be dropping. But they wanted class artistry, you know, more than anything.
I mean, of course, because I mean, like,
because he's a beast on the mic.
The same thing happened. I mean, the same thing with 80. You know what I'm saying? Like, people like they don't want the baggage. They just want the talent.
But like, so as you guys were coming together within the game, so you said that there was a little bit of clashes as far as bringing you on.
Yeah. I you know, like maybe I don't think like people in Slump felt like I was the best rapper to be there for what they were doing. I did make a lot of good, important songs. I did, like that blew them up. And one of the like most famous Slump mixtapes. First of all, shout out to Big Aziz. He's and massive. But Big Aziz is like putting together slumpsouth.com.
Is this shit on YouTube or Spotify?
Yeah. Well, I think that you can find some loose Slump songs.
What's the best Slump song? That you think?
Put in
on what? YouTube or Spotify?
No, put in on YouTube. Put in Slump Masters, Slumper Trunk. Put in Slumper Trunk or put in We Mashin'.
It was the 2000s.
Slump Masters.
Yeah, put Slump Masters, We Mashin', or Slump Masters, Slumper Trunk.
I'm putting We Mashin'.
Okay.
I see Fire Clap.
Fire Clap too.
Slumper Trunk. All right, let me play Slumper Trunk.
Yeah, play Slumper Trunk.
All right, let me see this.
All right. And shout out to Payday. Payday's on this.
Yo.
I think this is the regular version. But go ahead, let it play.
Slump. Right.
It's very South hip hop.
Massive, I switch lanes in a big thing, steady grip grain. When I bust, I spit flames. Get on stage and break a leg, need a kick stain. Spit the gang, hoes can't
That's
stain.
massive, though. Shout out to Massive.
Can't get with me, you a shit stain. I'm larger than life like big screens. Look at me, I'm no rookie. If so, call me LeBron James, like Bond James. They get away scot-free without no alarm rings. With everything, every chain, every watch, every ring. I ain't never choked on Mary Jane. Got hella hoes and hella game. You got more, whatever, man. Your brain on slow. I had your chick, don't worry about it, man. That dame got done. Don't try to jump hard, boy, ain't shit changed. You the same little punk. I skate on buttons, bezel, blended, cutting, aiming my pump. Slump.
That's classic.
Chain, treat hoes all the same. Ignore them when they call my name. Foot to the floor when I crawl the lane. Chevy truck in the Hall of Fame. Never ride bench, I'm a baller.
I fuck with this so hard, dude.
The rain, y'all already know how I do my thing. Porcelain dash, TVs hang. Big old ring, big old chain. Big old rims, brand new range. Big classic, know the name. Mike so high
No,
when I spit the
this is the regular version, but he did slump this one, though. The slump
Tell you what you
version.
think, 'cause I get the brain.
Yeah, this is why we were speaking.
So it's funny. I got to point out that the track that I'm playing this from, it's coming from the channel Mike Danielson.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
All right, 1.2K views. You said Fire Clap, and then there was
you could play Fire Clap. That
but
was.
You don't sound so like you're not selling it on it. So I tried to put it.
My favorite one is We Mashin'. Like there's other ones that we had, but like it's a lot of fouls that we lost.
Is We Mashin' 2 words?
Yeah, We Mashin'. Put in slumped, like slumped and throwed. We Mashin'. And the reason why we came up with that variation because like we actually broke, like a few of us broke off of Slump, but we wanted to give Slump the respect, so we started calling it
Looking Fly. Looking Fly.
Oh, you can play Looking Fly. Play Looking Fly. That's a dope one.
Chop Screw had the same. They had their same little iterations.
And this is slump version, so you'll get to hear.
Like Michael Father, Father the Watts split into, from, the Swisher House, or not, from.
Sounds like a hip hop Mario game.
I'm on this one too. I'm the last verse. Yeah, I gotta tell you the whole story about all this shit. Hold on, let this play.
Watch this. Even though I dwell in the North D, I've been up in them cliff in the back streets. Massive heat.
It's a lot of features. This is a 6-minute song right now.
Nah, you got. Well, I mean, you can skip.
You said you're the last verse?
I'm the last. Play me in class on the last 2 verses.
All right, I'm gonna start at 4:30. Here we go.
That's me.
Up at the thrift store, get a tight pimp coat, gloves for my leisure. Wardrobe so with the Shawn John Echo, baby fat girl wanna please her. Game recognized, game.
I did like how
Yeah, like
the audio's switched from left to right.
Payday.
I'm a pimp,
Payday,
you can tell
man.
by the mouthpiece. Done persuaded your girl to get down on kneecaps. She came home just to pack her shit. Now she under the roof of Mr. Black and Mild. Too sexy to throw. Got my technique down to the kick toe. 4-5 representing what a nigga know. Not that motherfucker, you whack, we slumped out.
Yeah, man.
I don't know about this hook. I'm not gonna front. I don't know about this hook.
Bro, listen. We made these CDs. We made like mixtape era. We made these CDs and Forest Lane, right off Forest Lane at the gas station on Forest Lane and 635 where the Wendy's used to be attached to it. Dude, we used to sit out there and make $100 to $200 a day selling our shit. A day. I'm talking about on a Monday. Go out there and make
CDs out the trunk.
Yeah, just straight, just have a backpack with your shit and be like, yo, I got this new slump. And it got so popular that people was like, yo, y'all the slump? Y'all got slump? It was like, yeah. We was making.
What year was this?
Man, this is like what? Early 2000s. Early 2000s.
Yeah, times have changed, man.
Yeah, times have changed.
Times have changed, man.
We used to we started, okay, so this is a typical day. We had a studio behind Texas Instruments. We go to the studio.
That's how you met Payday? Is this what you're
Yeah,
saying?
no, but I'm just talking about the whole
Texas Instruments, the calculator company.
Word. We had a
35.
it's a building. It was some buildings back there, and it was like this building they let us rent out, and we had a studio in there. We go to the studio, make all kind of crazy songs in the daytime. Then we would leave from there, go to the gas station, sell as much slump as we could. We would go to like some kind of.
It's so wild when you say it sells much slump, like you think it's almost a fucking
dude.
drug.
I didn't have no job back then. I had no job. I was paying my rent with selling slump
music
every month. I was paying my rent selling slump. I was never late, never. Like, dude, we would leave from there. They used to have.
That's dope.
They used to have what was it called? It was this MC battle on Mondays.
Talking about head crack shit?
Yeah.
Oh, the Jamaican spot.
Yeah, the Jamaican spot.
I was asking Payday about that when we were in Comedy Arena.
Monday night fights. Oh,
Yeah,
Monday night.
Shout out to Head Crack.
Shout out Head Crack. We would go there. We go to the Monday night fights and be in the studio. I mean, be on stage rapping and shit, and at the same time in the crowd selling slump. Leave from there like on a Friday, Thursday through Sunday. We were all over Dallas, going to all the clubs in the parking lot. Yo, we got that new slump. People be like, yo, let me put that in. Oh shit, let me get 2 of them. Let me get 3 of them. You know what I mean? Like, dog, that shit was crazy. Everybody wanted it.
It's so wild to me. Like, I don't think that like people trying to make a name for themselves in today's era, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to try to do that now and sell a CD out of your trunk and shit, they'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
are you on Spotify or like, can I find you on music? Like, I'm saying, like, this is an organic.
Wrong.
This is
You're actually wrong because like people selling physical CDs, vinyl, that shit is up like way up over the past 5 years. People
right now. You mean right now?
2023.
So you're telling me that people are...
I don't know if they're listening to the CDs, but people selling vinyl, selling CDs, selling physical units.
Selling vinyl? I've never seen anybody selling their vinyl of their music.
The actual sales are up on physical units.
Man, I think it's more like...
But like we used to like
Collectible.
grind. We was grinding it, and I'm telling you,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to give roses to the fact that like that was your grind. That was how you're paying your rent. Like selling your fucking music.
for
Like
over a year, year solid.
So where was the decline and then the shift? Where does that happen?
Well, the decline happened where, man, like, okay, so I'm gonna say around the time when we got to one of the biggest projects that Slump was supposed to record. We were supposed to record this mixtape called Slump Olympics. Was it Slump Olympics or no, Incredible Slump. Incredible Slump.
Yeah.
We were supposed to record Incredible Slump, and that was going to be like one of the biggest. First of all, Lord of the Screens was our most popular mixtape. We used to like take movies and be like, instead of Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Screens.
That sounds an awful lot like what Mike Danielson
He does
these days. It's real estate marketing.
Exactly. But we took Lord of the Rings, we made Lord of the Screens. And Lord of the Screens is like the most, and it's so popular. That's like, if people are familiar, we had like this underlying beef with DSR. We didn't even know why. We didn't know why.
Like what is DSR for those people who may not know?
Dirty South Riders, Big Tuck, Tom Tom,
A local Dallas rap crew
that got to some notoriety. Yeah, they had record deals. You know what I'm
I've
saying?
seen people in other states,
Fat Beezy.
like word for word note. Like I didn't know. Like I was never big on DSR, but I see people in Mississippi at DSR concerts do their lyrics word for word. I had no idea.
Yeah, dog. They were up. They were up. DSR was the biggest group in Dallas around that time.
In the hood term, like in hood,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay.
But they were like all over. They were doing their thing.
Hood music, not you know what I'm saying, like, you know.
And I would say behind them was Slump.
George Lopez.
Yeah, shout out George Lopez.
Comedian?
No. No.
Different George Lopez.
Yeah. But behind DSR, number 2 would have been Slump. We didn't get we had people offering us, but there was some greedy counterparts in Slump, and that shit never happened. It's just like too many people in the group, and it got to be like, no, look at me, fuck them, you know what I mean? Like, look at me, and you know, it's like it never happened. So, but DSR made a couple of diss tracks against us. So when we made Lord of the Screens, we were dissing DSR all through that mixtape. And it got so bad that where like when we was out selling Slump, like people be like, "No, this DSR, we'll beat your ass." You know what I'm saying? Like we was getting into all kind of conflict, man. It was like a war out here.
It became like this gang
Yeah, yeah.
like style towards music
like
and shit.
DSR versus Slump. You know what I'm saying? And there was a big rumor that I ran into Big Tuck and he beat my ass, and I was like, I never seen this dude other than on TV.
It did happen.
It beat me, like it wasn't me. It may have been some other black ass motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't me. But yeah. So anyway, that big war was going on, and we just kept pushing. But man, we had like some people behind us, man. We had some real good people behind us, but as a group, we just never made it. Like people start splitting up within the group, and it never happened, man. It just started
A lot
going
more
down
beef.
here.
There's a lot more like personal thing, and not, a lot of people.
It's a team with a unified.
Yeah. I mean, dude, listen. This is
unified
where I got to give roses to my boy Perry Dante of the Wolfpack. He was just featured on America's Got Perry Dante. So Perry Dante, he's the leader of the Wolfpack or the Pack Drumline. That's the one that Illis was on with on America's Got Talent. So, and now he has pretty much a squad in Chicago, squad in Vegas, because he's doing Vegas runs after his feature. Perry Dante, man, he runs his crew like I think comes from like a military family, but he runs it like an army unit, like a military unit in a sense. They wake up, they train. There is like laws that they practice and stuff. And I think that what happens within the entertainment and media game is that personal egos end up coming into flare and rise, right? And everyone's only thinking about their return and to feed their circumstances, but also live a fucking life and flash and show them that they're the shit. And I feel like that it ends up being like a losing model for majority people. Like some people get lucky and most people don't. And so either way, I mean, I wanted to. We went into a big deep dive into your hip hop game. Yeah. But I mean, doing things that I do want to. We'll get kind of close, but I want to touch on into your rise within comedy, and you've done one mark that I have not touched yet. I do not know when it's going to happen for me yet, but the New York run. And
no, like I mean, because I just wanted this. Personally, I want to touch on this about Black, is that, like, now again, I think he's a better producer than a stand-up comic. I think that's just my personal opinion. But that's how I know my boy. But, like, when I started seeing him do this, like, he ain't like, oh, I'm going to be the best, I'm going to do this. No. You just saw this dude checking into open mics around Dallas, Fort Worth. Cool, that's what's up, that's awesome. Then all of a sudden, boys popping up in different cities. And open, I'm like, yo, he is not joking. But you know what? Go ahead and give the whole.
I'm joking, but I'm not joking.
Yeah, but no, I need to know. I need to know, dude. Just because I mean, this is it's the road that I see myself touching in. But like again, I know what a mecca New York is, and I know what the realm of comedy is, and the pedigree that it is. And so for me, as an entertainer, that's pretty fearless when it comes to just going on stage, even if like no one has any direction. I'm kind of willing to go, but I feel like that is kind of an energy and crowd that like it might be a little bit more intimidating for me. But I'm 100% always willing to step up to the challenge. But I got to know what was that like? Because being in and doing comedy in New York,
bro. Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you, 2 weeks. I like okay. So when I quit my job at Parkland, I knew I couldn't work there no more. I knew I was like, I can't work here no more.
So this is what, like end of 2020?
Right.
Okay.
End of 2020 going into 2021. I was like, I can't work here no more. You know what I'm saying? So I quit that job. I had some money saved up. I took care of all my rent and things like that. And I was like, I'm going to New York. I had already started doing open mics around Dallas, but I was like, I'm going to New York.
But you started during a pandemic season, so like, the fact of the matter is you're also getting like limited capacity or just even people.
Oh no, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Like,
oh no shit. Yeah, people were. This is Texas.
Still out.
I was in Chicago.
Just looking at his videos, you wouldn't even. Maybe people weren't masked, but the only way you know a pandemic was going on, like. It didn't look like there were crowds or limited to any of the places.
I went to New York at a time where, like, people were coming out, but you couldn't even get a slice of pizza if you didn't have a vaccine card. It would be like, nah, you got, like bro. You could not walk in a pizza slice shop and be like, yo, let me get a slice. Nah, bro, let me see that vaccine card.
Texas really,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so I had my shot. You know what I'm saying? I had my vaccine. I had my vaccine card.
I got my little boomerang on my phone that shows.
Yeah, I had my pictured on my phone. I was like, "Yo, I got what you need." You know what I'm saying? But when I like, okay, so this is what happened. The first different place that I went to outside of doing open mics in Dallas was I went to Houston one night. Went to Houston and I went to the Secret Show. Have you ever been to the Secret Show?
No. I haven't done the comedy scene in Houston at all yet.
Bro, the Secret Show.
Let's do a run, dude. I want to do a tour with you, bro. I honestly want to do a tour with you.
Like, I'm not trying to be a stand-up comic, but I'm down to, like, make some city runs, and we can shoot content.
Yeah, I know you're
like,
not.
While we're there,
yeah, why would I put you as a stand-up comic when I need you as a video guy?
So look, let's say.
Nor do I want to be a stand-up comic, but I'm down to go to different cities.
Yeah, we can do a tour. We can do a tour run. We're gonna talk about that.
Let's say we went to Houston. I think this was on a Tuesday. We go to Houston on a Tuesday, right? The first open mic that I went to that night, I went to different ones, but like they were due to the pandemic, like a lot of them were like, "No, we're not doing it no more."
Yeah.
So I found this place called Electro Dance. Electro Dance, they had an open mic. And then after Electro Dance, everybody goes to the secret show. Secret show is dope. Cause they actually got a fucking audience in there. Mm-hmm. And what they have like
for an open mic.
Right, for an open mic. They have like a pro-am comedy show, and then it turns into the open mic. But there's a crowd in there. There's people that came to actually see the comics. You know what I'm saying? So I get there, and I'm like, yo, I want to sign up. And they're like, yeah, I signed up for the open mic or whatever, but the pro-am show is going on. And I'm like, all right, cool. So, I'm just sitting around drinking, and I meet this dude.
Pro-am, like pro-amateurs?
Pro-amateurs, yeah. So I mean, like, cause some of them tour, or some of them just like
they have a name or accolade and stuff. So they get pulled up first, and then they run the open mic.
Right. And they're actually getting paid for that. Like they do a pass around.
Like Plano House of Comedy. Plano House of Comedy pretty much runs like that. Because I think their open mic, it's kind of like they do like an actual show with these seasoned comedians, and then they do a lottery of pulling names out. And so
so I go in there, and I'm waiting to get on this open mic, man. I'm just waiting, and I meet like my dude. His name is Anthony, but he goes by the Man Ambitious on Instagram. I meet the Man Ambitious. We just sit there and we just start talking. He's like, yo, what you trying to do with this shit? I'm like, I'm trying to do this, that, and the third. I'm trying to do this, that, and the third. Let's exchange numbers. I'm like, cool, let's do that. Dog, so I get on, I do my jokes, man. Everybody, like, I'm killing. The crowd is loving it and shit. And I'm like, yo, I just want to go different places and do this shit. I really want to do this shit. So, the Man Ambitious gets up there. He does his set. After the set, we talking and, yo, bro, we going to do this for real. This is what we going to do. So, I was like, when I got back to Dallas, I was like, some shit happened at my job, and they were trying to blame me for a situation, and I was like, nah, I ain't got nothing to do with that. So they were going so hardcore with it that I was like, you know what? Here's my 2 weeks notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had already had it in my mind I had to go. You know what I mean? But I was like, this is the perfect time. Yeah, here's the perfect time. Here's my 2 weeks notice. They were like really trying to fire me, but I was like, nah. So I tell the Man Ambitious, I'm like, yo, man, I'm about to go to New York for 2 weeks. He like, dog, come to Connecticut. Let's make some content, and then you can shoot up to New York. I was like, all right, cool, I'll do that. So I go to Connecticut. Me and the Man Ambitious, we shoot like some content. One of the content we got on YouTube, but we shoot some stuff, and then I rented an Airbnb in Jersey. So I ride the train from Connecticut all the way to New York City, get off, catch the PATH train, go to New Jersey, right? Get to my Airbnb.
You speak a whole different language, right?
Yeah, I get to my Airbnb. I meet the lady that rented me the room or whatever. I put my stuff down, man, and that night I got dressed. I go back to New York City. So shout out my girl Andrea. She fine as fuck. Andrea fine as hell. She goes on Instagram. She's the Ratchet Traveler. She's a comedian also.
Oh, really?
She's actually from Nashville.
Oh, wait, is this the woman that rented you the Airbnb? Or
No.
Oh, this is somebody else that you met out there?
Yeah. How I met her was like
He was not clear about that, Sean.
yeah, my bad. How I met Andrea was she was on this podcast. She was on the Godfrey podcast. And I slid in the DM. I was like, yo, you fine, yo, what's up? I'm like, yo, talk to a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And she hit me back, but we got real cool. You know what I'm saying? So, like, before I went to New York, actually, I went to Nashville. And I was like, yo, I'm in Nashville. Like, what different places can I do comedy? She sent me a whole list. You can go here, you know. So I was like, cool. And I went to some of those places. So when I went to New York, she lives in New York now. So when I went to New York, I'm like, yo, I'm coming to New York for like 2 weeks. She sent me this big ass list, all the open mics. Tell this person you know me, they'll let you on, blah, 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 blah.
That's love.
Bro, so I go to the Airbnb, I put my shit down, I look at Andrea's list, go into New York. First open mic I went to in New York, I went to I think it's called Joey Eats. It's outside. It's outside and shit. Like, they got like a little tent set
Little
up.
patio set up.
Yeah. And man, I do the open mic there and I bombed.
Yeah.
Man, dog, none of my shit worked. None of my shit worked. It was so bad. The average person would have been like, man, fuck this shit. I'm going back to Dallas. I was like, nah, fuck these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta find your crowd, man.
I remember I did this. I got this little joke that I did where I was like, man, the quality of cocaine that you get at a comedy club depends on the comedy, the quality of jokes that you hear at the comedy club. And it was this like dude, like, like Latin dude sitting in the front, and he was all like, dressed up, and he just looked at me like, motherfucker, I sell cocaine. Like, he was just looking at me like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like lip, like just teeth tight, and he
Blowing
was,
up his spot and shit.
yeah, he
dude.
was not laughing. And I was like, yo, I'm bombing. And like, I'll bomb. So I went back to the Airbnb that night. I figured out everywhere I was going to go. Every day, this is what I did. I woke up. There was a Dunkin' Donuts in the corner. I went and got me a donut and a cup of coffee. Went back to the Airbnb, showered, got my little backpack together, went out to New York, hit up all these open mics. Around lunchtime, I come back to the Airbnb, eat lunch, chill, watch a little TV, go back out to New York. Every day. That's what I did for 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
Bro, you would not believe how your comedy will improve.
Oh yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
I mean, dude, like that right there, that's a dedication drive. Are you familiar with Liam Smith?
Yes.
So I want to get him on this show because one thing I want to give it to him, that motherfucker did, it was like 200 some straight days of comedy. It was either an open mic or he was being booked on a gig, but it was 200 straight days, like every single day, 7 days a week of doing straight comedy and putting in. And for me, like that's a guy, because they say that like 10,000 hours hits your mastery, and that's a dude that was been grinding. Like I did the math on the average. So I hit, and on average in my 1 year in comedy, 3 open mics a week. I hit like no less. Like it was like sometimes it would be like 2, and then on the high end it'd be like 4 or 5. So it's like, okay, 3 is a good average that I've been hitting. So like when I hit it, like out of 52 weeks out of the year, it was like 160 something. But like this dude was doing multiple open mics one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've done that. The most I've ever done is 3.
Man, in New York, I was going to open mics at 9 a.m.
Whoa.
What? They have open mics at 9.
They have open mics all day. But I'll go to an open mic at 9 a.m.
I did not know that.
I go to an open mic at 9 a.m. Tell jokes. Then
Bro, that shit makes it more intimidating, bro. What
then
the
be
fuck?
like, okay, I'm gonna ride the train to Brooklyn.
Wow.
There's a club in Brooklyn. Boom. By the time you get to Brooklyn, it's 11. Do another open mic. Boom. I'm gonna go back to the Bronx. Do another open mic. Oh, I'm gonna go over here. Dog, it was just crazy. Then it was like I had to stop myself to go eat lunch. Like, yo, I gotta stop, go eat lunch, regroup, take a shower, change, come back out.
And
you know
dude,
what I'm saying?
and you're also fucking grinding.
We gotta do this.
Yeah.
You're also grinding on a New York fucking bill. Like,
Yeah.
New York is no joke, dude. Like,
No joke.
I come from Chicago, and New York is no fucking joke. We're like bodegas are selling a dozen eggs for like $10. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm saying like to take a 2-week sabbatical after quitting your job, you obviously prepared, financially for you to be able to put yourself in a position, but for you to invest, that's the biggest thing, is that you invested your time, your energy, your money to fly to Connecticut and then train to New York and then be taking all these trains from New Jersey, where your Airbnb was, to down, like I don't think if you don't really actually have gone to the East Coast, you don't understand the fucking toll that physically can take on any person. And then on top of that, this man is telling me that you're investing your time, as potential money-making avenues, but you're not getting paid for what you're putting into it, and you're fucking paying for train passes and all this shit to like get to where you need to get these shows in and put your name on. You did this for 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
bro.
bro.
I can't imagine what that bill racked up.
Then the whole time, man, like, so the Airbnb that I found was pretty cheap. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't.
I
even
mean, you were in New Jersey.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was in.
Let's just be real. You got the
Well, that's
Airbnb.
what I've always heard. Like, it's cheaper in Jersey.
Yeah.
So I didn't even rent a room. I rented this lady's living room space that she had she had a curtain around. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember her name?
No, I don't remember her name.
Lady out in New Jersey with the Airbnb.
On the Grizzy.
with that curtain space.
Yeah, she just had a curtain. That's all that I had blocking me. I remember
That's going in the movie.
yeah.
That's going in the movie.
I remember I was
great,
watching
dude.
this boxing match. I had like paid for it on pay-per-view on my laptop. And I was like, yo, let me watch this shit real quick. And this dude just flipped the curtain. Yo, you watching that match? I'm like, bro, I could have been in here jacking off. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is you doing, bro?
Whoa.
Like, yeah, don't open this shit.
Whoa.
Like, dog, it was no.
My money back.
It was privacy, but it was no privacy.
Oh my
you know what
God.
I'm saying? But I did not give a fuck. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Because I just wanted.
No, I
Or
fuck with that.
should you?
And
I can do that now.
And
For
and
real.
the thing that I noticed the most, like what I was, man, like dog. So I'll get out of one open mic. I get on the train, go somewhere else. In my mind, I'm thinking, how could I have said that joke better? Then I'm coming up with new material on the fly. And just okay, I'm gonna try this when I get. Dog, I came up with this one joke like.
So, do you feel like majority of the time you do comedy, do you curate your set like fairly close to before you're about to perform in a sense?
Pretty much.
Like Dave, I feel like I'm the same
Pretty
fucking
much.
way. I'm the
Pretty
same
much.
way. But keep going. So you
But
were
I-
like you're fucking for your next mic.
Yeah.
You're shifting up.
Next mic, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna go to this mic. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it like this, and like then the jokes that I came up with on the fly, I was like, yo, I can't believe that shit worked. Like I can't even remember. I can't believe I remember
Such a good feeling.
all that shit. Cause you know what I'm saying. Like I just came up with it. You know what I mean? Like I remember I went into this one open mic and I was like, shout out my homeboys Antonio Grant and Joy Gill with Jay Mariah. He like, dude, I met them two dudes, they was cool as fuck. We like they told me everywhere to go also. But
So when in the premise of doing the open mics in those 2 weeks, were you put on any shows?
nah, I wasn't put on any shows. I was invited to go view some shows and I shook a lot of hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like, you know.
So like, I think that one thing is like I've taken into accord in this comedy game is that like if I'm not hitting up an open mic, and if I don't got a gig, and like, I drive my Lyft and I might make like a good amount, but I'll go to a comedy show and pretty much take class in a sense,
Yeah.
And how I've been getting into shows is that I take one of my cameras with my stabilizer and I'll reach out to the headliner. I'll be like, yo, I will record your set. If the other comedians want me to record your set, it'll be X, be like $40.
Right.
And I'll just send them the raws and they can do whatever they want. But
Right.
I'm pretty calculating how I record it. But that's how I would get a free ticket that's how I get a free ticket to the show.
Right.
And I might be able to make a little back. Sometimes comedians are like, oh no, I'm good. They have their little, phone and on a camera and stuff. And so like, I'm good with my angle and stuff. But some guys, they want it because what I'm doing is that I'm recording different angles when I know the bit is going into something new. And so like, you can strip and do a
Right.
little more marketing for it. But whichever case, man, like the fact that you fucking went there for 2 weeks and you did that
bro.
grind. So coming back, I feel like you felt like on a whole nother level and standard when you
Dog,
came back.
when I came back, like it was just so
Game
easy.
on.
Yeah, it was just like, all right, I know what I gotta do. And
Yeah.
I just came back to the open mics like, yo, who the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just came back to Dallas and just start killing.
No, dude, you know what, dude? You're doing it right. You did it right, man. It's a same premise of me moving here from Chicago. Are you originally from DFW?
No, I'm from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, okay. So like when you know better than anybody that like, or just as much as anyone that moves out of their hometown, like there is a natural shift that happens within you, more so even when you move out of your own state and it's a completely different vibe. But you've taken the grind of the open mic scene and not, there's so many people. We were just talking about how, like, when we're doing On Air Don't Care because we're in Fort Worth, people are like, oh, Fort Worth is so far, though. And I'm like, you're asking to be on the show, like, put me on. And I'm like, okay. So it's like, tell us, like, let us know when you have something around here. But don't ask us to, like, put you on and you want to be on the show, but then, like, the distance is too far. Like, you putting in the grind to fucking go make some content in Connecticut and budget out yourself, but still make the grind of train to ferry or whatever you need to do.
Right.
Dude, that's love to the craft. And I think that deserves, like, the positive result. You're gonna see that result in these shows that you see Alexander K on. Yeah. So we ran this timeline. It's gonna be a longer than usual episode. I mean, we'll do kind of the segment parts, but like either way, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this together. On every episode we do here on the Metro Icon Podcast, I allow the guests to leave off the, like, a final quote or saying. And now that I've kind of developed it to, if this was like the last thing or video you were ever going to put out into the world, what's the last thing you would say to the world? It can be a word, phrase, sentence, whatever you want to say. It's on you. Close it out.
Shit.
Yeah.
The last thing that I would say.
What was the last thing you would say to the world and you put out to the world if this was the last video you were ever going to make?
Huh.
Oh, shit.
Damn, what would I say, bro? What would I say?
Oh, man.
I would say, people think they diss my person. By stating I'm darkly packed. I know this, so I point at Q-Tip and he says, black is black. That's a De La Soul quote for y'all, man. That's my favorite. That's my favorite lyric, man. Favorite lyric, man, from Plug One.
And I'm just over here like me, myself, and I. Thank you for coming through, bro. Appreciate you.
For sure.